listening to the GreenSkull podcast,
A podcast for Fife fans, music artists, and creatives alike. Hey, what's up, guys? Before we start the show, just wanted to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Natural Selection, a brand that's not just about clothing, but a lifestyle. I'm thrilled to introduce the trendsetters of Coachella Valley streetwear, Natural Selection. Natural Selection is all about quality and uniqueness. Their designs are a fusion of street culture and the vibrant energy of the Coachella Valley. Yo, it's the GreenSkull podcast. I'm your host, MCKG, aka DJ GreenSkull, and today we got the homie 2Toxic.
What's up, everybody? 2Toxic music, you know, Coachella Valley music scene all day.
Oh yeah. How did you get started in music?
Shit, you know, it's funny. So, I'm from DHS, Desert Hot Springs, California. You know, at the time where I started doing music, which was like over 20 years ago, when I started messing with music, I was actually into poetry first. I was writing poems and stuff, right? Where I come from, that ain't cool. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't have fucking poetry in your book. Until I had one of my English teachers, Miss Monty, actually, she caught me writing. She said, "Can I read some of this stuff?" She read it, and then she thought, "Hey, would you mind representing Desert Hot Springs at a poetry reading?" I was like, nah. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. So fuck, my homie's gonna think, you know what I'm saying, this motherfucker over here reading poetry. So, you know what I'm saying, we grew up in that kind of neighborhood back in the day. So it's like, I was like, I can't do it. So she promised me a good extra credit bonus. I was really trying to graduate. So I was like, fuck, you got me. I said, let's go do it. Let's do it. Came to El Paseo, and I competed with like Palm Springs High, Cat City, Palm Desert, and we got first place. So I'm like, oh, she's like, you got some good stuff. I was like, thank you.
Sick.
She tried to get me published, but I kind of slept on it. But slowly, poetry transitioned into rhyming. And at the time, we had like some people that were coming out of Desert Hot Springs rapping and stuff like that, you know? Nobody really stuck around because they're not even around like that no more. But we started doing like freestyle Fridays, like, you know what I mean? We would like actually battle at lunchtime. And this is when like battles turn into like fights, and you know what I'm saying, because like somebody said the wrong thing, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But I was just Carlos back then. Then my homies saying I was toxic, and then they started giving me that name, 2Toxic, and it stuck. It just stuck, and then like never changed it, nothing. Didn't realize that it sounds pretty bad now that, you know, I'm older, but I was like, oh shit, I'm too invested in this name now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so started with freestyle battling. Then when we actually took it, because it was like, started a little group with my little brother, and my friend at the time. He went by Ruthless back in the day. We started a little group called WSK. We started getting some attention out here and stuff, you know. We were young, bro. Like I said, we had a little situation with Jive Records at the time, you know what I'm saying? But that's when the game changed. You know, they ended up signing Chris Brown, and they dropped everything they had on the side. Like, you guys are done. You know what I mean? Like, we go with R&B. That's when Mario, you know, Chris Brown took over, and then we're like, all right, well, shit. I was like, we already spent this advance, so don't worry about it. All right, cool. You know what I mean? So we was just worried about not owing nothing. So it's like, then a lot of the stations here at that time were actually more open to local music. So we had like 97.7, you know what I'm saying, who had the block.
I do remember that, actually.
So they had the block. That was pretty dope.
I think I seen a video. Yeah. Was there like a CB cipher on?
Oh, that was years after. Because I'm talking, the block was 97.7. That's when I was still in high school.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And yeah, because you had to call in and request your stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, all the homies from DHS would call in and they're like, damn, we heard you guys last night on the radio. You know, we were still in high school, bro. That was like, oh, damn, it was crazy.
As you go, can you give us a timeline? Like, what years?
This is like 2004. 2004, early 2005. Yeah. And
Nice.
then, that was because that's when I was in high school. I graduated in 05. So, yeah, it had to be like end of 03, 04. Yeah. So, it's crazy. So that shit just kind of like, damn, now that I think about it, like, fuck, it is over 20 years. But that's when the stations were showing love, you know.
Sick.
Shout out to my boy Provoked at that time. Provoked was actually touring the schools. I was still in school when Provoked was touring the schools, like rapping on stages and stuff. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, in the high schools and stuff like
That's
that. So,
great.
you know, he already had it. He was probably one of the first, like, rappers to have like his stuff together, as far as like he would show up and he had shirts, he had pressed up CDs and all that stuff, promoting his stuff, you know, promoting his MySpace. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
Damn.
he made it look cool to want to get that shit together. So I was still rapping and recording on an MP3 player, you know what I mean? Like that's how we were still recording. Like the first tracks that I ever did, they were like on an 8-track, bro. There was no computer screen in front.
Fuck.
It's like we literally had to burn through a whole stack of CDs to make a song. Because you would
crazy.
like, you only had 8 tracks. Like there's one vocal, another one, you fucked up, you had to do it all over again. You know what I mean?
Shit.
There's no like, I'm gonna punch you in right here. No. It's like, don't fuck
That's
up, because then we have to delete that whole thing and redo it.
You're like, ain't no pressure, bro.
Yeah.
No pressure. Don't fuck up, though.
And then we did our thing, and if you didn't have your volumes correct before recording, your shit sounded all over the place. So you could have a loud verse and a low verse and everything. I still have some of those recordings. They're horrible. Horrible. You know what I mean? But this is 04, 05. So that's when all that started. Then, you know, after high school and stuff like that, we kept going. We had a little, like, my brother and my homie that lost interest started doing their own thing. I was like, well, shit, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing it, you know? So I had, at the time, there was like a OG, like, rap group that been doing it here since the 90s. They were called the infamous Sino Clip, right? So they had some stuff. They were connected with, like, Fifth Son and them, you know, Chingon and all that. They, Blasphemy, the main guy, he actually taught me a little bit about Pro Tools, because I was recording on something called Magix. It was like shitty, but I made it work. You know what I mean? But then he introduced me to Pro Tools, and it was a game changer for me. I was like, damn, like that sound kind of legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, partnering with people like him, it was dope. It just changed my sound. I started working on music, and then I feel like when we really got deep into it, because I was already doing a lot of like projects on my own, I would drop like a single every other day or something and just drop it. Then I got to meet people like Apollo Cortez, you know, rest in peace, and Shylight, rest in peace. So one night we're at a Halloween show that they booked us for. This is like 2011. There was a group out here called All Too Twisted. I don't think they making music anymore, but they put a Halloween show together. I'm chilling outside with my boy Apollo. We're there early. We're drinking because they said the artists drink for free. I was like, cool. We're drinking, you know what I mean? Then they come out, they're like, hey, you guys don't have to pay for your drinks, but your show got canceled. Like, nobody told us. They just told us, hey, your show got canceled. Nobody's coming. So a few of the artists were there already. We're outside chilling, and then get this guy, and I'm looking at him weird, you know, because you have to be like alert all the time. I'm looking at him, and it's Shylight. I'm like, what does this guy want, you know? And he's like, you're toxic? Yeah. We introduce each other. Then he's like, hey, I've been trying to hit you up on Reverb Nation. I was like, oh, bro, I don't even check that. Like, you know what I mean? I just go post the song and that's it. He's like, yeah, man, let's work. I was like, all right. I said, yeah, I'll send you something. We exchanged information. At the time, Facebook was starting to pop off, you know? So I was like, all right, we'll work on some stuff. Yeah, this is like the beginning of that stuff, you know? Because back in the day, you had the MySpace.
Yeah.
Like, you had, like, the custom pages. We had, like, you know, you go to my page and something will pop out, bam, 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 then 2Toxic,
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of sick, actually. Wasn't that technically like coding?
It was JavaScript. It was
Dude, that shit was
JavaScript
fire.
coding. I think so too. Still, I think if they could integrate that to Facebook and shit like that, it should be hard. Because there was a guy out here. His name was Daniel. He was cold with it. He did a lot of the artists out here, like their page.
Oh, like you pay him to do your page?
Yeah, he would do the whole thing. Like he had all the dimensions down, everything. He's like, oh, I want this part to move like this, and he's like, okay, how do you like this? I'm like, yeah, that's dope. You know what I mean?
That's sick.
Like your name will pop out and it has sound effects. You know what I mean? Shit, breaking windows and shit. But yeah, that was pretty dope. So then me and Shylight, we became real cool, and he literally like. Because I was procrastinating at the time. I was like comfortable where I was at doing what I did. So he kept hitting me up like every day on the text message like, yo, bro, when we going to get to this music? When we going to get to this music? So one night I'm in my lab and I'm getting sleepy. I'm about to go to bed. Put a beat. I was like, fuck, I forgot about Shylight. I was like, fuck it. I got to tough it out. I'm going to at least lace a hook in a verse. So I was like, cool. I put on a beat. I feel it. I made a hook. And there was a song called Music Is My Lifestyle, right? So I laced the verse, I did the hook, and I was like, all right, cool, send it off. Email me, hey, let me know what you think. I go to bed, I wake up to 10 voicemails, 20 text messages, like, bro, what the fuck? This is exactly what I was looking for. This shit is hard. And I was like, you like it? He's like, hell yeah. I was like, all right. I was like, let me know when you want to come through and lace your verse. He's like, all right. So we linked up, the song came out, and I was like, it was actually pretty dope. I like how he came with it, you know? So I was like, let me hit up the homie, see if he'll hop on it. So I brought Blasphemy out of retirement, and he hopped on it, you know? And the song was dope, that we're like, dude, this is crazy. I have another song for you. Let's do this other song. It was called Cash Flow. Pretty dope song. We did the hook and the verse together. Same night that he went to go lace Music Is My Lifestyle, he did his verse. We're like, damn, bro, these are back-to-back dope songs. I said, let me hit up my other homie, see if he'll hop on this one. I hit up Karmic Basis. Karmic Basis came out of retirement, gave me a verse. Man, that dude killed that verse. We're like, I said, you know what? We might as well just make a whole project at this point. I said, we're on a roll. And sure enough, we went through some life stuff where I had to move and do my own thing out in DHS, and he was with me the whole time, and we created, bro. We literally had nights with no sleep. And at that time I was in a situation with Black Wall Street, which is a game, you know, so I was doing some work for them. And that's when we did, like, around that time we did our interview at 92.7 and stuff like that. And that's what we used for the intro of that whole project. It's our interview at 92.7 on the shop. That's what they have for the locals. We had so many people on that thing. Like, I don't even know what year was it. 2012 because of 2011. Yeah, 11. That's when Nate Dogg died. So we had done one of those songs at the time too. And yeah, me and him hit it off, and then we did the whole project, and it was like received pretty good to this day. Like, we still get love for it, you know what I mean, from people. I was like, okay. So that was his introduction to the Valley here. I was like, I just met this guy from Chicago who wanted to make music. I was like, hey, let's do it. I was like, hey, I show love to everybody. And then after that, he branched out and did his whole thing with the Death Merchants and stuff, you know. But it was back then, I feel like it was everybody knew everybody kind of thing. I've been so out of the loop lately that I'm trying to get into the new people right now, because it's like it's crazy. You know, the Valley just changes from faces. Like I said, I work with so many people, and it's like very few still make music. You know, a lot of them settled down, had families, started just making music. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, life happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of new faces, man.
I know.
There's a ton, but there are like you know, there's more that don't take it that serious than there are that do.
Yeah.
So it's a very few that I would say really take it serious.
And that's like, I love my Valley. I love helping everybody. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of artists that I've helped out throughout the years, whether just get in the studio or do whole projects together, right? Because after that, like, me and him, we formed the whole 2Toxic music thing. I was being an asshole about it at first. I was like, fuck it, I'm too lazy. I'm just gonna name my label 2Toxic Music, you know, after my artist name. Fuck it, and it worked. He's like, yeah, you are an asshole. He's like, we'll do it. That's who you are. I was like, all right. So we did it. One of my first artists, his name was Baby Junior. He made noise for a bit. Then he stopped rapping. Then the second guy that I got on my team was Expression. You know, so Expression was actually, he was still in high school. And one day I had time, you know what I mean? I just sat there and I was actually on MySpace. It was on MySpace and I seen him dropping bars on a webcam. He was recording on a webcam and I was like, I hit him up, hey yo bro, I like what you're spitting. I said like, would you like to come through the studio and have a session? He's like, yeah. He came through and he said I was one of his first sessions in the actual studio, like actually recording on equipment, not a webcam, you know? And from there, I mean, you see where Expression's at now, you know what I mean? Dude's hungry, he kept going.
He's doing his thing for sure.
That's my brother for life, man. Like that dude right there, like, it's like I tell him all the time because we talk all the time. I was like, hey bro, might not like you all the time, but you know, I love you, my bro. It's okay. You know what I mean? But it's just like, because with the people that I work with on that level, they're like family to me. Because I've known him for, like, X, I probably known him, 14, 15 years? Stuff like that. Yeah, that's how long I've known them, you know what I mean? That was like 11, 12. They were around when me and Shada were working Music Is My Lifestyle, because there's another guy there, Trip Diaz. And even, I don't know if you heard of Frank Villa?
Yeah, I've seen a couple videos.
Well, Frank used to go by Rhymer back in the day. And then he was one of the guys that I got on my team too back then. He had he was 2Toxic Music. We dropped some music and stuff, and then he did his own thing and he started Reaping Entertainment with Homeboy 760 and all them. You know what I mean? Nice. So it's funny. It's like I tell people that's beautiful to see, like just people branch out and all these people are still around, like Reaping. You know what I mean? Yeah, we started. Then Frank came back to 2Toxic Music a couple years ago, and we've been dropping some music again. You know? So it's pretty dope just to see that, because right now I'm gonna spoil it, but I'm actually working on a full project with Homeboy 760 right now. So it's cool. Like I've always had love for the whole Reaping team, you know what I mean?
Nice.
So it's cool to see, like, damn, this all started from 15 years ago. They started doing their thing, and now we're finally coming together to work together and stuff. Cause yeah, it comes full circle. But I feel like we make better music now than back then. Back then we had, like, you know, our fucking ad libs and shit like were off, and that's how we put it out. You know, sometimes I listen to them like, fuck, how did people understand the fuck we were saying? Like, that shit sounds trash.
Damn.
But yeah, now it's like, it's crazy because obviously since I know a lot of these artists now, like, I'm able to maybe close some gaps or bridge something, because like one problem that I've always seen in the Valley is it's just like never goes anywhere, man, because people are too clicked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like if I fuck with you and I know you have a problem with somebody, that's not my problem. Like, I'm cool with you and I'm cool with him. I mean, but people be like, oh no, because you don't fuck with him, I can't fuck with you. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it shouldn't even be like that.
I know what you mean.
Especially over music. Like, if it's on some personal shit, that's your business. But music shit, like, don't fuck up the rotation, don't fuck up the money, don't fuck up the movement. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's different. But I'm glad to see people now, like Mills the God. Shout out to him. I see him showing love to everybody, bro. And that's how it should be, because that's just building. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a competitive nature. Like me, like anybody that's been in the studio with me, I fucking talk shit in the studio. Like, I'm not gonna wait till you outside the studio. I'm gonna talk shit there, and I'll be like, bro, you can't lace that. You gotta rewrite it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for real, like, yeah. And then I'll feel like there's artists out here that have actually been in the studio with me, and I've heard what they wrote, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm rewriting my whole shit. You know?
Yeah.
You can't do me like that. You remember? Like, it's nice to be competitive, but in a healthy way, bro. Like, cause
oh yeah, definitely, dude.
Ultimately,
like,
we're all from here.
All those like studio sessions, like as soon as I started making my own music and starting to meet everybody, I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. As far as like the Valley goes, because like I've seen like what you call the older heads.
Mm.
But I was around like those Buffalo Wild Wings rap battles. I was just a kid though, and so no one really took me serious because I was just a kid. But pretty much, I would say towards like after 2020 when Mills started really pushing is like when people started getting real close together. Like Mills is my homie. Like I know you watch Mills, and like Mills is the homie. Like I know what you mean by clicked up too, because like before all this came together, this shit was like hella awkward. And there's still some groups, and you know who you are, that that do that shit, which is so weird to me. Like I never thought like going into like a creative space that it would be that toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so weird. Because when I first started, just introducing myself, no one was really trying to talk. There's like, oh, cool, you know? But then after like things started changing, after 2020, I think, is when I noticed like a lot of the scene now is real close. Yeah. Like everyone's real close.
I noticed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everyone's all bunched up. But it sounds like when you were still doing your thing at those times with the MySpace era, it does sound like everybody was pretty close.
Yes and no. Everybody knew everybody. We all could congregate. You could say we could congregate. We could sit there, talk, chop up like different opinions and stuff like that. But when it came to what mattered, which was moving together as a unit, it couldn't happen. It just couldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Because people like, I ain't gonna lie, because I was part of that shit. I was part of that problem at the time. You know what I'm saying? At that time, everybody was on their shit. That everybody had an ego. You feel me? And it took me years to get rid of that because I had to get humbled. You know what I'm saying? Like I started stepping in studios that I only dreamed of stepping in situations that I only dreamed of being in, with people that I did not know, that I had to keep a mind open. You know what I mean? I'm a writer, bro. So I've been in writing circles for projects, for TV, for everything, right? So when you go into these circles with people who you may not know, but these people are living good off of money, like off of music, they're living good off of music, and they're telling you to change something in their writing, and you're like, nah, I like mine. And then you hear it like as a mark draft, and you're like, fuck, that shit sounds pretty fucking dope. Like, I think I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you drop everything, bro. You're like, fuck it, I don't know everything. I want to get better, so if I want to get better, I need to fucking let go of this ego and fucking learn from everybody around me. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a while to do that myself. But at that time, we had a whole bunch of rappers that were their own people with their own egos. So like, yeah, I fuck with you. I like your shit, but I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. It was a crazy, like, how do you say? It's like an oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was like real. Like, they fuck with you, but they don't fuck with you.
Yeah, that still happens.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like,
it still happens.
If anything, bro, like I've put out songs where like I've even that feeling, like I said, I've been in situations where I've written with people and I'm like, fuck, I feel like I want to rewrite it. But if I rewrote it and you fuck me up on the song, I'm not gonna rewrite it no more because that's out of respect, bro. Like, you fucked me up. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
You got me on that one. I'm not gonna go rewrite it and fucking cheat, and you know what I mean? Because my verse is still dope. It's just not as dope as yours. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna drop something if I don't feel it's dope. But it's just not as dope as yours, so you got me on this one. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
I get you.
But it's dropping that ego, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that's what I feel like. I don't sense that in Mills, so I feel like that's why it's naturally him. Like, this dude genuinely just showing love.
Oh yeah.
You feel me?
Nah, dude.
Like
100%. I could go on about Mills, bro. Like,
yeah.
When you listen to his music, I don't know if you heard his album, if you heard it like all the way, bro. That's Mills. 100%. This dude is the most creative dude I ever met, especially in the studio. He gets wild, but yeah, dude, shout out Mills, because he really is who he says he is in the music. Well,
he's the reason why I lost faith in the music scene a long time ago, I ain't gonna lie. But I don't know Mills like that. I heard of Mills through his sister. I know his sister. She put me on his stuff. She's like, check out my brother. I was like, all right. I was done with the scene, bro, to be honest with you, because of all that shit. Because, like, we did the Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was supposed to bring everybody together. I was part of the whole committee of the whole thing, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But when we tried to make everything happen, and I started seeing people like this, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I'm not even gonna try no more, bro. Like, like, cause it's like, yeah, everybody talks the big game about unity and all this stuff, but people can't come together. I said when it matters. So it's like I was just like done like kind of with music in the valley for a while. I even closed my doors to recording people out here because I was like, yeah, really, I can't do it. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time on something. I'm not doing this for a hobby. You feel me? Like when I was working with people, they were paying me, and it was like, look, I'm taking time away from my kids, so I'm not cheap. You gotta make it worth it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm not here for like, oh, well, give me some free studio time. I'm about to blow up. I was like, no. I was like, nah, bro. It's like, you know, you about to blow up. You can, you know, find some investors and shit. You know what I mean? Pay your shit.
Yeah.
Because that's like part of the whole ego thing in this valley, bro. From like the whole clicked up thing that doesn't make it work. Is also the entitlement that comes with it. People think they're so dope that they forget that it costs money, bro. Like, I'm probably hundreds of thousands of dollars in music. You know what I mean? And they don't want to pay the producer, which is your mix master. You know, even me to this day, bro. I pay people. I pay tons of money for beats. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Especially if they're dope beats, I pay for beats.
Yeah.
I'm picky, so I know like I have people that offer me free beats, but I'm like, I don't like it. I don't care if it's free. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just I'd rather pay for something that's dope. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's some free beats that have been sent my way, and I'm like, oh, I fuck with this. I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna give you your credit, because I give everybody their credit, bro. That's one thing that you do have to learn to keep those connections in this game, because that's the biggest part of being around 20 years. You can't burn no bridges. You know what I'm saying? There's artists out here like that. I don't even think they're around anymore, and the problem was because they just couldn't keep their bridges connected. You know what I mean? Like, you burn so many bridges, nobody's gonna fuck with you. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah. then what do you do? Like, you don't even have a conglomerate to move with. Like, now you're like, oh, I'm from the 760, but I'm not from the 760 because nobody fucks with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I know what you mean.
But it's just keep it in mind that nobody that's gonna give you some good quality shit does it just to fucking waste their time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay, because a lot of the producers that I pay, they have kids, they have families, and it's like, okay, like, I respect that because I got kids, I got bills. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're gonna take my time, you know, appreciate me. That's all it is. Like, appreciate me. Like, even if you come at me correctly, like, yo, I'm going through a hard time, but I need this music as therapy. Like, I'll work with you, bro. If you know, if I'm in a good position, guess what? Fuck it, come do it for free, because I need you to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's a lot of people's therapy, bro. That's that many years music got me through. You feel me? Like, just going through shit. So it's like, yeah, if I'm in a good place, I'm gonna bless you. You feel me? Like,
100%.
But if I'm also in a good place, I'm gonna bless whoever is fucking blessing me with their work. You know what I'm saying? It's a give and take.
Yeah, that's a tough one too, because I used to do a studio, like I used to record people when I was living with my parents, and I found out that the only ones who really got money are the ones that are like selling shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what I've noticed throughout the years is like a lot of artists back then and now is like they lack transparency, one, and they lack full commitment.
Yeah.
And what else was I say? Oh, the business. They forget it's a business. Yeah. Like, this shit gets real once you start talking about, oh, like, this fool got kids. Like,
if you're not paying and I'm doing it out of love, like, yeah, bro, like, you gotta come prepared.
100%.
You're like, your shit is not like, I'm gonna freestyle the shit. Like, I've kicked out people out of my studio, bro. Be like, you know, like, I'm about to freestyle them now, bro. You gonna come back another day? I was like, you're gonna come back another day because we're not about to freestyle nothing.
Yeah, no, I know what
you know what I mean? It's like, no.
The frustration of fucking in the studio.
But it's common, bro. And then, you know, you have people who arrogantly, oh, I ain't never paid for a beat. I ain't never paid for no studio time. We're like, oh, so I could tell. You feel me? Like, we can tell. Like, yeah, like.
Usually,
like,
yeah.
I don't know what that's gonna do for you telling me that. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna. Yeah. I just gotta ask for money up front now, because now I know how you move.
100%.
You feel me? It's like, okay.
But there's tons of artists like that, which is really weird. Like who taught you that?
No,
that's what I wonder. Is like, I never understood like the like just because you say you're an artist, all of a sudden everyone's gonna cater to you.
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro, that's not how it works. Like, you gotta earn respect. This is not.
It's a lack of gratitude.
Yeah,
it's a lack of gratitude, bro. Because here's the thing, like even me, like I've put in work in this thing, like ain't nothing ever given to me in music, bro. There's nobody in this valley could ever say they gave me something for free or that I used them for anything or that I owe anybody anything, right? It was a lot of fucking hard work, a lot of money out of my pocket, but the lack of gratitude, because then I turn around and I'm not shooting videos at a certain time, right? Because I'm picky, but before there was a time in my life where I couldn't afford to shoot those videos. You feel me? But then I turn around and I look at these guys that I know are like doing nothing. They're making music for fun, wasting people's time, and they have homies who shoot great quality videos and they're not getting charged for it. And there's just that lack of gratitude. They're like, fuck, my homie's spending all these resources. Maybe I should do something with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I should do something. If my homie's here willing to invest time in me for free, like, fuck, I'm gonna invest my time and my effort. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's just lack of gratitude, bro. I feel like just a lot of people, how do you say it? Not necessarily not struggled, but they haven't struggled in this industry. As far as like, I feel like when somebody has somebody too easy, like access to these people, they take it for granted to the day they don't have access to it. Like, oh, well, I lost my guy. Now they're looking for bargains everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, because they lost this guy. Like this guy, oh, he got tired of my shit.
No, yeah, I know what you mean, dude. What I think is crazy, like, I would say is sort of what the difference is. I guess, like, or maybe it was the same for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But at least for now, like, I think I remember I remember having a studio session and I had one dude tell me, he was like, oh bro, like, you know, I just can't figure it out, I don't know how to record myself, shit like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I recorded on a bitch ass phone, like a fucking prepaid phone. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Like,
is that a bitch ass phone? No.
Dude, prepaid phone. Kind of like how you said with the 8-track.
Yeah.
I had a prepaid phone, bro, and I put it next to the speaker, and I would record it, and I would put it far away from the speaker so that way I can, like, sort of hear
Wouldn't
my
this
voice.
start?
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
And then I fast forward to I'm in my studio, and I'm like, wait a second. We all got jobs. Like, I feel like that's the difference, because at least all the stories I hear from back is like, okay, well, you gotta pay for studio time. You don't have the DAW. You don't have a computer or whatever. You don't have, like, a laptop. I feel like these days, bro, there's really no excuse, bro. Like, there's no excuse. And the fact that there's still some artists that come out with that excuse, it's honestly just laughable, bro. Like,
shit, you got Pro Tools and plugins on payment plans now. Back then, you had to buy the whole shit.
Shit, I know people who record on their phone.
Yeah.
And that shit doesn't even sound like it.
No.
It's like the amount of resources now, I feel like compared to back then is like, bro, social media was barely taking off. Like MySpace, Facebook. There's countless of them now. Like, there's all kinds of different places your platforms, you know, different things to do, posts and all that shit. And like, still the fact that we have all this, I still don't see nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's good and bad, though. It's good and bad. Because obviously the accessibility to all this stuff, it's easier. But there's good in it because obviously you have no excuses. If you're a creator, you're going to create.
There's no excuse.
You feel me? Like,
100%.
you're going to create. But I just had this conversation with one of my friends. Back in the day when you didn't have access to that, you didn't even have access to fucking catch Coachella live stream and shit like that. If you wanted to see somebody, you had to show up. That's how these people were selling out arenas like Michael Jackson and shit, you know what I'm saying? There was more people showing up to Michael Jackson's court case outside on the street, bro, than, you know what I mean? But you had to show up to catch a glimpse of somebody. Now you see them, fucking, let me see what they're doing. You go on Instagram and fuck, I already know what they're doing. Cool. I don't have to drive out there to go see them. I just go see them on YouTube. So what that changed in the game, in my opinion, is your longevity as an artist. We have less artists with a good longitude of a career in music. Like, you're gonna be hot 1 or 2 years and that's it. You know what I mean? There's even even the whole Drake era and stuff like that. Like you have those one-offs that will stick, like the Kendrick, J. Cole. But I think after them, like right now, I don't see many artists that have that longevity or that future that's gonna stick, like icon status. You feel me?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
But that's because of the accessibility. Like, fuck, you don't want to fucking take our offer? Guess what? We're gonna find the next person on TikTok. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, this person could be hot for 2 years, and then, oh, we're tired of you. We're gonna go to the next person on TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just longevity's gone.
It is like hella oversaturated for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of bullshit too.
Oh yeah.
There's like
yeah.
There's all kinds of shit.
But that's again, it's the artists that are in the game right now, is their fault too, because people that think they are so dope, which they could be, don't put in the work that these people that suck do. So these people that suck, they're out there and they're famous and they're getting it done, but guess what? They're fucking grinding every day, whether it's stupid or not. They're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
They don't sit there and say, I spit dope enough that somebody's gonna find me. You know what I mean? And and sadly, I know a lot of those artists that like they've come and gone through my projects that are dope as fuck. I've put money into artists out here, bro. Like money, resources. I've created logos, gave them their whole image, everything, and they just don't put in the work for themselves. And to me, it's like, fuck, dude. Like, just put some effort. That's all. Fucking share your shit. Share your shit. We created it already. Share your shit. You know what I'm saying? Your shit's sitting. But that's what I'm saying. It's frustrating because you know these people could be and do great things, but they just don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna leave the room for the homie that was in the back of the studio come and mumble some shit, but that motherfucker wants it, and he's gonna blow up because he's on his shit every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me how that works though. But that's why I said again, it's good and bad. That accessibility to create is there, the palm of your hands, and it's crazy. Maybe it's just the old head in me, bro. But that shit just gets frustrating. So I became comfortable at a point because obviously after years of pouring time, money, effort into music and artists and not being reciprocated and just getting frustrated, I said I'm cool where I'm at, right? And there's a lot of money in writing. You know, there's always royalties, there's lifetime royalties, all that stuff. So I became in the writing circuit for a long time. Even now, bro, I still get text messages all the time like, hey, I need this, boom, boom, boom. They commission me, cool. There's your shit. There's your shit. There's your hook. Here's your verse. Here's your verse. I mean, and then I'm cool with that because I had to slow it down. Like, this shit is corny at some point. At some point, I have to realize, like, oh, this shit's corny for me now. Like, dealing with the same pattern, same people, same everything. You know what I mean? I do good for myself already, so I'm like, I never wanted to be famous. That was never my goal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, where was there anything that you wanted out of music, or like what was your ultimate goal?
At some point, everybody wanted to be that guy. Like, I just want to be known for my music, right? And then I guess you get to a certain age where you're like, I don't want to be rapping my whole life. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the rapping grandpa. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So you kind of prioritize, bro, because I started having kids. And I realized I missed a lot of time with them when they were little. So I slowed down a lot. That's why I became hella picky. I was like, I do good for myself. It's not like I need the money from people. I said, I don't give a fuck how much money you want to pay me to record you and mix you and do all that. If your shit sounds like trash, I don't even want to work with it because then you take my love out of it. Now I feel like I have to sit in front of a computer and listen to this shit that I don't even like 1,000,000 times to mix it right. And I've had mental breakdowns, bro, where I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to do music no more. So then I realized I have to stop recording people that I don't want to. It's like, I got to stop doing it for money. You know what I mean? And fame was never a thing. Like, I was never wanting to be famous. I was like, I just want to fucking create great music with great people. So even now, I don't record many logos. Right? I record here and there people that I've had as clients before that I know that are good to work with. And they're good on their word and stuff like that. But I don't take like new clients and stuff like that. And people get surprised. Because now if I'm scrolling around and you get an invitation from me, you're getting an invitation to come record with me, and I'm not charging nothing. It's just like I genuinely record with people I want to record with out of love, and I expect good music. That's all I expect out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's when it comes to music, bro. There's no expectation. You know what I mean? Because it's like when it naturally flows, some good music is gonna come all the time. But I'm more of a storyteller, anyways. I'm not like the bar crazy. I'm not a turn up rapper. I'm a storyteller. I create songs out of stories and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's why I became a writer, because I'm like, I could translate that. You could tell me a story about something, and I could write about it, and you could put it in your movie because it's gonna go to that scene. You feel me?
I get you.
Never been like and recently that's where I've been. Like, I got booked at a club. I go and I perform, and while I'm on stage, it's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I ain't about to make nobody's ass shake. Like, I'm not a fucking turn up rapper. You feel me? That was my last show at a club.
Where's that at?
What was it? I think it was the Village Pub.
The Village Pub?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Got invited, and I was like, I don't even know why they invite me, but because I back in the day, like when the date shit was popping, they hit me up and they asked me to open up for Ghostface and Killer Priest, Wu-Tang. You know, that is like, okay. I was like, I can see where I fit in this. That's why they're asking me to perform. So I was like, yeah, I'll open up for them. All right, cool. We did that. Like, shit like that. That fits my style of crowd. You know what I mean? These are hip hop hits. It's like, you want to hear that shit? Like L.A. Fucking love LA. Performing in LA is straight up raw hip hop, bro. That's my type of shit. And you have a lot of people who like aren't famous, and that's cool. That's a cool spot to be at. I don't know if you know Reverie.
Yeah.
So like Reverie, Ari the Rugged Man, people like this, bro. They're not super huge famous. They're known, you know, but they're normal people. But they're touring in New Zealand, Amsterdam. They're doing European tours, bro. They're selling units. They're not selling millions of copies, but everything they're selling is theirs. Being independently, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of my mentors, actually, years ago, bro, like when I had 2Toxic Music running like a machine, and like Expression knows, you know, everybody that was around me at the time, like we got actually invited to go to Kansas City, Tech 9. You know, that's big bro right there. That's king of independent, bro. Like, he changed the game for me. Like, I'm like, fuck, you no longer want to be signed. Like, I don't want to sign a deal for what? So I could owe money and be a slave to these people. What if my shit don't sell like that? Like, I owe these motherfuckers all kinds of money. It's like, nah, I'm cool. So then it makes you change your perspective of things. And now, where I'm at right now, it's funny because this is the first time that I'm actually putting all the effort that I put into everybody into me. You know what I mean? Like, I have a new show that I'm putting together as far as like performance wise, where I'm doing all my songs but with a live band. And it's gonna be kind of like a, not even like a all out band. It's gonna be more intimate acoustic, kind of like how do you say it? Like, I'm giving it the poetry reading feel. You feel me? We're like, not even a full drum set, maybe just somebody playing a cajon. You know what I mean? For the drums, some acoustic guitar, and learn the shit, and some keyboard, and do like an intimate setting. Like, I don't even want to fucking stand up to rap. I'm gonna sit on a fucking chair and I'm gonna rap, and you're gonna hear my shit, and we're gonna interact, and it's gonna be, you know what I mean? Hopefully by November, my birthday is the target date, to do the first show. And it's gonna be like invite only. Like, I'm gonna close down the venue, cater it, everything, and it's gonna be a invite only show because it's gonna be the first run. You feel me, of it? And that's where I'm at with that. But I'm taking it back to where it started, like the poetry and shit, because it's still poetry at the end of the day. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna be over here like fucking shake that ass, girl. You know what I mean? No, we're not gonna do none of that. You feel me? But we're just gonna tell stories. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be the opposite, bro. You know what I'm saying? You bring a club person in here, and they're not gonna know what to do. Kind of like me being at a fucking club. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here, bro? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've performed at clubs too, and like, I kind of felt like that too. I was like, do y'all listen to my music, or did you just look for a name and you just found me? Because like, my music's not. I mean, the songs I perform are for a mosh pit. They're for people to get crazy.
Oh, fuck.
But they're not like, you know, like as you would say, shake that ass. Like,
yeah,
you know?
it's not that shake that ass.
I don't do
music,
like
you know?
club music, bro. I do like bitch, where's my money type music.
That's
like,
right.
Just stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
so I know what you mean because I've been in some awkward like
that orange juice
situations.
shit has a cool vibe. It's that chill vibe.
Yeah.
You have that fucking like. I actually Nolan invited me to that dispensary show and I couldn't make it. But like when that night I was actually doing my homework and I listened to a few of your things and then I found that dude Diggs. Diggs is hard too. He has like one song out, but like I reached out to him. I gave him his props. You know, shout out Diggs, man. That dude like. That one song he has, I was like, that shit hard. You know, that shit hard. I was like, okay, that's my vibe. That's the type of shit I like. You feel me?
Hell yeah.
That's the type of shit I like because like people think about me like if you ever listen to my music, like I rap, I fucking rap. But when I'm in my car, when I'm by myself chilling, I be listening to shit like Black. That's my shit. Black is hard. You know, West Side Boogie. I have some shit coming with West Side Boogie soon. So like, you know what I mean? I got so West Side Boogie. I'll listen to fucking Jesse Reyes. Like that's the type of shit I like. I mean, I like vibes. Like most of my writing is for singers, bro. Like it's like I always say, fuck, I got the wrong fucking voice. I was like, if I could sing, I'd have been out of here, bro. I was like, I can't sing for shit.
Nah, I get you. Shit.
But like I wish that if I could trade in my rapping, I'd trade it for singing.
For some singing?
Yeah, singing is like that's my shit, bro. Like I'll be fucking butchering some karaoke, but I do it. You know what I mean?
I actually wanted to ask you about like future collabs. Like, how does a collab work with like a major artist? Like someone who's like, let's say like myself wants to reach out to someone who's clearly top level more than I am. Like, how do you reach out to somebody like that?
Example though, there's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? There's
well, obviously like I'm not gonna, you know, people are not gonna hit up Drake, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, how do you hit up like?
So I do have a history. So here's my thing with collabs with people, right? Because obviously it's a little different. I did work in Vegas back in 2014, 15. I was actually engineering at the studio at the Palms in Vegas, right? That opens a lot of doors. That opens a lot of room for relationships with people. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the type of dude. I don't like to pay an artist just to fucking say I got him on the track. Every major artist that I have, because I have some cool major artists on my stuff. I like to build relationships with them. It goes from a conversation. Because guess what? No matter how much I fucking like your music, if you're a fucking douchebag, I don't even want you on my shit. You feel me? Like, cause I've seen my homeboy, rest in peace, Shylight. We did a show in LA. That was our first LA show. And we opened up for this dude named Blue from the Living Legends, right? Blue and Scarab, right? We went out there. I had no idea who they were at the time, but Shy was he was excited to meet Blue. Man, we're gonna open for Blue. I was like, cool. We get there and we do our thing. We meet Blue after the show, and we're like, hey, what's up? Shy goes up to her, oh yeah, I'm a big fan. Oh yeah, you a big fan? They're like, so you gonna buy my album or what? I was like, damn, you know what I mean? So Shy was like, man, fuck your album. You know, Shy was like, it just sucked because Shy got disappointed, you feel me? And it was like, to me, it was like, oh fuck, well that shit sucks.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like, so you have to, then after that, like, I just realized these people are fucking regular people, bro. If they're performing at certain venues, they hurt. I remember opening up for somebody else at Space 120 back in the day. I'm not going to say his name because it's pretty scandalous, but dude was living out of his van. And he was a big name at some point. And dude was living out of his van, touring just to get by, you feel me? So, like, there's a lot of cool shit in music, but there's a lot of bad shit. Like, a lot of bad shit you realize, like, fuck, it's not all glitz and glam, bro. Like, these people really suffer. These people are really fucking human. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like DMX, perfect example. He fucking dealt with so many demons, bro. Like, it was sad. But when the people that I do reach out to, I'm a fan of first, right? As an artist, then we build a relationship. I'm real with them. Like, yo, I'm an independent artist. I don't have a fucking label budget. Huge fan of your shit. Want to see what it would take to get you on a song. Start talking. Boom, boom, boom. one thing is you have to have a chunk of money ready to go, so you don't feel like. Here's the thing: you have to have a certain money that you're comfortable giving this artist, right? So when they tell you like a price, you're like, well, shit, that's pretty steep. Most of these guys and girls, like, they're like very real to the point where they'll reach back out to you like, what are you comfortable doing? Because I know you're not on the label, or you don't have a big backing, right? And fuck, that number that I'm comfortable giving away, that's what I'm gonna give you. Like, I got 1,500 right now. I got 700. All right, run that. Boom. Then it becomes you gotta be on the dot with your business. You feel me? Like, even if I have 1,500 right now and he wants $2,000, be like, hey, I'll give you 1,500 today. Can I give you 500 in 2 weeks? Yeah, that'll work. And guess what? They ain't gonna give you shit till those 2 weeks come up. But if you keep in constant communication with them on the day up before they hit you up, yo, got my $500. I'm about to send it. Cool. You send that shit, guess what? They respect you for even fucking not waiting for them to ask for it. It's like, this guy's about his word. It's about his business. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I'll tell you is, you fucking miss something like that, they gonna still do your feature. They gonna wait another day or two for those 500, but they probably won't ever fucking answer your DM again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
I've seen that happen a lot of times. Not to me, but to other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Something like that, how do you prevent like an artist just from stealing from you completely? Because I've had like some homies in the past that's happened to.
Well, the workaround with that, bro, is like getting your paperwork in order beforehand. So I've had to teach a lot of people about split sheets, contracts, everything. Like, everything has to be contracted, because even when you release on a major label, like example, my recent release, I had Chris Calico on there. I can't just go and upload my shit through my distribution. It gets flagged. Whoa, Chris Calico's a big name. You need to provide me a contract where it releases his permission to release his verse on your shit. So that's the shit you have to get off the bat. I need your consent for this, boom, boom, boom. Sign the paperwork. Then you send the track. You feel me? Because most of the time when you do, here's where people fuck up, is when they give an artist a track to feature on, they send 2 or 3 at the same time. Pick one. Nah. It's my song. This is where I can hear you on. I'm paying you to do your thing. Make it happen. You feel me? Because now I just have one song that you already signed a contract for. There's nothing you can steal from me because you already signed it. I have my contracts for the beat, so that beat's mine. Like, what do you have to steal? You know what I'm saying? You don't give them the opportunity to fuck you over. That's the thing. You know? And like I said, it's really talking to them like, this is my real life, bro. Like, because a lot of these guys, believe it or not, bro, like, even if they're on the label, they're fucking living paycheck to paycheck, which is their features. That's why, like, hey, this week I only got 5 verses for 500, but they really sold like 50 for 500.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I be seeing that. Yeah. I be seeing that all the time. Like, yo, I got the low for the features.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think about that too. I'm like, but you signed. But, you know, like, obviously, because I know, like, the differences between, like, major and, like, independent. I mean, it all just comes down to a basic loan.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
And not only that, though, when recently in the last couple of years, they've been exposing a lot of people with the 360 deals, which was really fucking the artists over.
Yeah, crazy.
And they were making no money. That's why, like, being signed is not a thing, bro. Like, well, let me not say that. It is a thing. Like, you don't sign for the money as far as like what you're gonna get for your music, because at that point when you become signed by like a big label, like if you're like a SZA or something like that, you're not signing for the money that comes from your music, the actual music streaming and shit. That's not what you're signing for, right? You're signing for that tour money, you know, merchandise, being on tour on the road. Like, that's your money. That's why, like, Tech 9 was on the Forbes list on his own independently. He was number 10 one year, you know what I mean? And that's because that dude tours 200 days out of 365 days a year. I mean, he's on constant tour.
Fuck yeah.
you know.
I
And
fuck with Tech 9 heavy
Yeah.
too.
and that's one of the things they said, bro. Like you look at their headquarters, and they started with vans, then they moved to box trucks. Now they have semis and shit, and they go like, the beautiful thing about all this is like none of it is finance. If we can't afford it, we don't buy it. You know what I mean? And you just keep building from that, like keeping yourself out of debt. So a contract automatically is debt. You know what I mean? Because you have all these fucking people that touch your money before you touch it. You gotta get your agent paid. You gotta get the guy that made the connection happen paid. Shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of moving parts to that. And that's one thing that here in the Valley, bro, there's so many artists that can be big independently, that have that mindset where if they had the plugs for merch and shit, like they could do that. You know what I mean? Like, as a matter of fact, I'm trying to plan something I wanted to be the end of this year, but it's probably gonna look like in mid of next year. I want to get people who are committed to actually wanting to do this thing, because I've built so many connections throughout the years, throughout the whole nation and in Canada, that I want to use that to create a tour showcasing the Valley, right? Not asking much from the artist, because everything that I buy is going to be mine, like the actual sound system. It's an investment for me. You know what I mean? Biggest things I've taken from years of performing and stuff like that is, I hate going to the venue and it sounding like shit. Not being able to control my sound. You feel me?
Yeah.
So what do? You fucking travel with your own damn sound, knowing that it's gonna sound the same everywhere you go.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I'm gonna invest in sound, good sound. Make sure that it sounds the same everywhere I fucking go. Cause then that way, that's one less thing I have to worry about the promoter having or not having. And guess what? I'm gonna add it to the bill. This is how much the stop is gonna be, because we have all this shit and we're bringing our own sound. You know, I know a lot of dope DJs. You know, we have to pay the DJ. So again, it goes back into, we have to put some money to fucking make something happen, right? All I'm gonna ask the artists that are willing to go is have money to travel, because you're already getting the exposure in the shows. Have money to travel and have your merch. If you want to make money on the road, bring merch. You control how much money you can make. You mean, you create your own shit. You bring merch. You like, even because look, I'll tell you one thing. I'm that type of fan, bro. If I go see somebody that I don't know and I fucking like you, like I went to go see Prof. I don't know if you know who Prof is. PROF.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's from the Midwest, but he came out to San Diego and I went to go check him out because I like his shit. He has some cool shit with Redman and Kevin Gates and all that. So I went and checked him out. I knew who he was, but he had an opener. His name was Mac Turner, right? Mac Turner. And fucking performance blew me away, bro. I spent over $150 on merch. I bought a shirt, I bought a hoodie, you know, I bought the CD, I bought all this shit. I was like, fuck yeah, I fuck with you. I followed him, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah. Like, so that there's a lot of people out there that are like that. Yeah. Like, if I fuck with you, like, yeah, I genuinely fuck with you now. Like, I'm gonna follow you, I'm gonna listen to your shit, you're gonna be added to my playlist, like shit like that. Like, that's how I find a lot of artists, you know what I mean? But that's the same thing that can happen with anybody out here, bro. If you're in different cities, they're not gonna hate you in every city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some cities gotta show some love. You just have to be ready for it.
Yeah, somebody.
You know what I mean? And that's
always that one guy. You know.
Yeah.
There always is.
And you have to just be ready for that. That's why I tell people, like, even with this opportunity, right? Like I told you, I got tired of like catering to people and doing shit. Subconsciously, I'm still fucking doing it, but it's always I'm looking at it more of a mutual benefit, because I'm benefiting from it, you're benefiting from it. Like, you're forcing me to go buy my shit now, so I know that everything's gonna go smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you guys just gotta come ready. That's it. Like, artists just gotta come ready. You know, you gotta come with your merch ready. Like, whatever fucking creative shit you got going on, fucking do it. Like, people are bringing back the cassette tapes. You know,
yeah.
I have a person that does vinyl up in the high desert for the low. You know what I mean? For the low, it's not low though, because vinyl's expensive as shit. But those are the things that I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Packages, like, even even if I don't do CDs, like doing like a nice fucking package USB shit with exclusive content in there, like photo shoots, fucking videos on top of the album. You know, you have the album in there, but any video that relates to the album on there's some behind the scenes shit in there, like shit that you're not gonna get nowhere else. You know, because we're not gonna release these behind the scenes. Maybe have like 2 videos that never came out that you could just get on this package and then release them like a year later. You know what I mean? Shit like that, like making shit. I guess the word is accessible. Not making it as accessible. Like, hey, you're gonna get some special shit because you're fucking special for being here and witnessing this shit today. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
that
that's like,
you
know, and you gotta sell that shit on the road, bro. Like, hey, you're fucking special because you're here today. You know what I mean? Because tomorrow you ain't gonna get this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't get this shit tomorrow.
So real quick before we continue, before we wrap up, because we are getting close to that. Is there anything else that you really wanted to speak on?
As far as like
whatever you want.
Well, it's just that tour, man. I want to make that happen. So, you know, if anybody that's hungry enough wants to contact me, let's make it happen, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, just come ready. I am working. I'm working on like 3 projects right now that are mine. You know, because I work on an album. I take my time on the album, but in between, I do like an EP or whatever. That's why I have projects going on. So anybody that thinks they got dope music, send me links and let's fucking work. You know what I mean? Like right now, it's like it makes it easier for me too, because then I just have to write one verse. So you know what I mean? Like that's why I love collabing, because it's quick and you could do it quick. Like I have a concept right now, quickies. I'm doing quickies. It's I'm not even writing, bro. I'm freestyling everything and I'm recording as I go, and I'm doing minimal mixing and mastering because it's a quickie. You know what I mean? That's what it's supposed to be. But yeah, just projects coming out, shows coming out, like tap in, because like I getting back into my show thing, you know what I mean? Because I don't know if you heard of the Lupac show. No, well, I had Lieutenant do like a Tupac tribute show and we packed that bitch out.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, we packed it out. So I do those type of shows, you know what I mean? I hit up Lou, I was like, hey, you down to do this? He's like, so what do you need, bro? We'll make it happen. Told me what he needed. I told him, all right, we can make it happen. He's like, all right. So, you know, we put together Lupac, and I'm trying to get more shows like that going on, you know? So, because it's like I feel like I appreciate all the aspects now, like behind the scenes, recording, to being an artist, to being the guy at the venue now that runs the show and be like, hey, nothing could go wrong because fucking, I already know this shit that goes wrong. We're going to test all this shit before it happens. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to get back on doing some more shows and stuff like that. And doing some performances for myself, so it'd be cool. You know, I'm not doing too much on like working on other artists and stuff like that. I'm just working on me and anybody that want to come along. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I did want to shout out Mills, man. I give that guy credit because of the shit that he's. Believe it or not, that motherfucker molded just the chemistry right now of the younger people that are making music. You know, I'm not gonna act like I like everybody's fucking music, but I like what's going on. Yeah, that they all have a common ground. There's, like I said, I fuck with Diggs. If I don't know your music, fucking send me your fucking music. Like I'm that dude. Like I will buy your shit. I will support your shit. I will share your shit as long as I fucking like it. You feel me? Like, do your job and just make sure that I see you. You know what I mean? If I see you and I like your shit, I will support it if it's dope to me. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not gonna like everything, but it's music. I don't expect everybody to like my shit. I mean, but like I do show love. Like if I'm genuine about that shit, like I do show love. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. You know what I mean? And that's it.
Damn. Well, dude, thanks for hopping on the pod.
Yeah, no doubt.
I appreciate your time. Yeah, and dude, like I appreciate all the stories too. For real. Yeah,
man, and the story's still going, so we're gonna fucking, you know what I mean? Hopefully, I'll have you at some of those shows.
I'm down. Yeah. And we should do like a follow up.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe before the shows or something.
Oh yeah, bro. I want to do like a local Coachella with nothing but local artists, bro.
Hell yeah.
You know, cause I see the different styles of rap. You know what I mean?
It's all coming, bro.
Yeah. And I do want to shout out my brothers, man, like Blasphemy, Tiptoe Stallone, Nolan Lowe. You know, everybody that's fucked with me throughout the years, man, they're still around. My girl, Tabitha Torres, bro. She probably has some of the best vocals in the whole fucking valley. We actually got a show coming up, so
Sick.
make sure you make it out to catch us, man.
All right. Again, dude, thanks for hopping on, and peace.
You're listening to the GreenSkull podcast.
A podcast for fight fans, music artists, and creatives alike.